always a pleasure to see the both of you, although I miss Olamide right here on the table.
Yesterday it was myself, with Bevy Beauties.
Yeah.
And this time around, it's just you, flanked, by two exotic men.
Okay, I'll take that. Well, yes, there's a lot to talk about on the show this morning. There's actually a lot to chew on the table. You know how we do it. I'll give you a quick rundown. At some point, Ibrahim will bring us all the headlines that have made it to the newspaper. We get to dissect it and talk about it right here on this table. When we go to Abuja, we'll be talking about policies for the opposition. When we come back to Lagos, we will talk about something very important. We'll talk about the Malami saga. People want to say on social media he's in hot soup, but yes, we'll give you all the insights. We have a guest that will join us for that very important conversation, so do make sure you stay with us for that particular one. And then we come back to Lagos, where we have trending, everything trending in the world of social media. We bring it and we dissect it to you right here on the show. So please do grab your cup of coffee and let's have a very fantastic show. Now we'll start with the story where the governor of Kaduna State, Uba Sani, has visited Kurmin Wali community in Kujeru local government area following the abduction of worshippers during church services. Now the governor sympathized with affected families and announced plans to boost security in the area. Lupe Assam reports.
72 hours after the attack, grief still hangs heavily on Kurmin Wali community in Kujeru local government area of Kaduna State. For many residents gathered here, the pain is deeply personal. Families are counting 3, 4, and sometimes even more loved ones whisked away during the deadly assault on their places of worship.
Church did it end?
Now my church area.
So you say from your family, how many people were kidnapped?
33, 31, but 3 step. Even crying. I don't go feel cry man now. But the thing is too much for me.
It was into this atmosphere of sorrow that the Kaduna State Governor, Uba Sani, arrived to console the community and families of those abducted during the church attack. The governor moved from family to family, listening to their stories and sharing in their grief. As part of immediate and long-term interventions, Governor Uba Sani announced plans to construct an access road to Kurmin Wali and establish a hospital to improve healthcare delivery in the area.
Here in Kaduna, as you are aware, every life matters. And we are here to assure our people of Kurmin Wali that the government of Kaduna State is collaborating with the security agencies to ensure that all the people that have been abducted return back to Kurmin Wali safely. When I came in, I realized that some people have injuries, and we made it clear to all of them that Kaduna State government will certainly take care of everyone that have issues as a result of the unfortunate incident.
You have initiated action that is for the rescue of those people who are abducted. And you need nobody to tell you the needs of this community. And I have seen right here, you have given directive to your Commissioner of Works.
Given the community's proximity to Rijana, the governor further called for the establishment of a military command base in Kurmin Wali to strengthen security operations and deter criminal activities.
I made it clear to the Minister of Defense that it is important, and I urge him as a Minister of the Defense and someone from Kaduna State who know the terrain very well, to ensure that we have military command here, base, because that's the only way we can be able to protect the people of Kurmin Wali. The military have done a lot in addressing the problem that is Kaduna-Abuja Road, which connects Rijana. We are going to come very soon and build a hospital, a befitting one in this very important community. And the road aspect is very important. We have already talked to the relevant agencies that have accompanied me, that's the commissioner, and in the next few days, we will do the groundbreaking for the construction of this building.
Kurmin Wali lies within vast, hard-to-reach terrains in Kajuru, an area residents describe as largely ungoverned. For these people, what remains is loss, fear, and an urgent plea to authorities to secure their community, rescue their loved ones, and ensure they can worship and farm without fear.
Beyond the return of their loved ones, they are calling for improved living conditions in this village. Lupe Asom, TVC News, Kurmin Wali.
All right, thank you so much, Lupe. Very good that you were able to bring this story to light. Mr. Shomi, this is what we're starting our conversation with this morning. Quite a sad one, you know, January 18, these people went to worship in church and, you know, they were abducted from, you know, just praising God. This is not the first time we've seen things like this happen. You know, we've spoken about it over and over again. Oftentimes we'll ask ourselves, are we being proactive or reactive? What are we really doing? We saw that, you know, the governor of Kaduna State had gone, you know, give his condolences and all of that, you know, sympathize with the family. We see it a whole lot of times, you know, when things happen, they rush there to do that. Another thing from what Lupe brought out is some of the citizens, you know, they're even saying that they cannot cry anymore. The pain is too much for them to even cry. It's quite a sad one. And the question is, when do we finally put a stop to this? That people can go to church, people can go to school and not feel threatened. Yeah,
it's quite unfortunate that we found ourselves in this situation. And for many people who probably are taking a political viewpoint, they are actually not looking at the real security problem here. Because what you see is, on one hand, you have a problem of terrorism, and on the other hand, again, you have terrorists who are willing to use human beings, you know, as shields.
Yeah.
So it's one thing to kidnap people and demand for ransom, and it's another thing to use them as human shields so that they can get killed, so that security forces cannot come after them. In this very particular case, you notice that it happened in a very remote part of Kaduna State. No doubt about it. Governor Sani Uba has, you know, has done much since becoming the governor. He has improved the security situation. He's improved, you know, community relations, improved, you know, relationship between Southern Kaduna and, you know, the Northern Kaduna. So things seems to be going on, you know, very well, onky-dory, until when we now have this huge problem, you know, kidnap on our hand. So I don't think people should exploit it politically. What we need to begin to do is what the governor has actually said. He has recognized the fact that government presence in that area seems to be very minimal. So it's roll out promises of trying to build the roads, build this, build that, so that it could even be easier for security forces, you know, to access these places. That's right. The bottom line at the end of the day is that we need to do more than what we are doing.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
We need to do more. We need to put our money where our mouth is. Oftentimes, you know, we always see these governors go there. People have even lost hope. They'll be like, oh, the governor will just come and give his condolences. But we look at that area is not really governed at all, you know. They don't have security there. So oftentimes it seems like, you know, we've just left these people, we've relegated them. But when something happens, we're rushing there quickly, you know. We're looking at these people being abducted from church. And Ibrahim, we've seen it happen in schools. We've seen it happen in, you know, religious grounds where you're supposed to be safe, you're not safe there anymore.
Yeah, and that speaks to the non-kinetic approach, which we've been, you know, utilizing in terms of, you know, fighting insecurity, but it never works, because by the time you have a dialogue with the terrorist, you're able to, you know, reach some sort of agreement with them that, okay, we'll return some of your some of the arrested, you know, criminals, and then in exchange for the kidnapped victims, they feel that they have the upper hand and they want to, you know, strike again, no matter what. So you can't have this agreement with them and you expect them to, you know, honor the agreement, to not renege on their own agreement. So one thing is the government has to do what is very, very important. But it's so sad that when this actually happened, over 150 kidnapped victims, first, the police denied it, that it never happened. The local government chairman also said something like that never happened. They also claimed that they went to the locals and they denied knowledge of that happening.
And if I'm not to cut you short, that's actually a very big deal, you know, for them to deny that. So how will people now trust?
So that's actually where I'm going. So if that is happening, and then we now get the police to come back again and said, we were saying that in order to douse the tension, to not create panic and all of that, I think it's not so good. It doesn't serve the optics well, because one thing is, when something happens, acknowledge it. By the time you acknowledge it, then you let us know what you are doing in order to not just forestall that problem, but to mitigate it, you know, immediately, so that before these people get into the bush and then all of that, you are able to, you know, corner them and rescue the victims. So we should do better. But I believe that the government is doing a whole lot. It's good that the governor is saying that they're going to establish a military base there. Yes,
talk about roads as well.
Whatever promises we make, let's follow them through.
You know, Ibrahim, you said not so good. I think it's horrific, you know, that the police will try to do that and trying to say that, oh, we do not want people to panic. The truth has to be out there, because when you give one information and it's not accurate, you're coming with another information, it's now going to be very difficult for people to trust, you know, the judgments that you say. Well, I wish the people in that area the very best. May God continue to protect them. And as Uba Sani has said, a lot will be done to make sure that the victims, you know, are brought back home, and then their families as well, you know, just get to do better and see their people again.